Hello and welcome gamers to another episode of Vidja Game Hunting. So I was looking at my last, most recent uploads and realized it's been almost a month since I've done a video game hunting episode, which is crazy to me. A whole month has gone by and I've got quite a few pickups and things I got as gifts over December. So this is going to be more just of a straight pickups video. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about a lot of these. I've tried to film this a couple times already and I feel like it's gotten just way too long. So I'm going to jump right in and get through this. First off, I'm going to start off with a figurine that I picked up. It's a World of Nintendo Link figure. And this one's like somewhat hard to find, I think. I mean, I can't find it in my area, and I finally found one of these at Target. And I was really excited, and then I got home and I realized that Link's hand, I'll splice in a closer picture so you can see, is out of place from the plastic mold, and it looks like he's crudely fondling himself. So since I never plan to open this, I get to have pervy Link overlooking my game room. So just thought that was kind of cool. Well, creepy, cool. Right into games now. Let's start off. I'm going to start off with the NES stuff and work my way through from there. I found Overlord for the NES, which I had never heard of before, and I think it's sort of space sim type game. I really didn't understand how to play it. I got Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, and then a couple days later at the local video game store I found the Tengen version of Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. So I bought essentially the same game twice. But it's nice to have both variations, I guess. And then as a Christmas gift, I got from my wife and kids 8-Bit Christmas 2014. If you're not familiar with these, Retro USB is a website that makes homebrew games and ports and things like that. They've done these every year since I think 2008, and it's a limited run during the holidays. And you can get the game. It's usually got a simple homebrew game on there. I'm not a huge fan of the game on this cart. You can also get messages personalized in each cartridge for an additional couple bucks, which my wife did. So I get this cool little greeting that comes up every time I plug in my cartridge. And then the main reason, the real reason, the neat thing I guess that you'd want one of these cartridges is if you have a top loader, it fires up lights, so you get a little bit of a Christmas display from your cartridge, which I just think is really cool. Moving on to some Super Nintendo pickups. These are all from pawn shops. Paid $1 or $2 for most of these. I don't think much more, for maybe up to $5 for a couple of these, but that's about it. Most of these were dirt cheap. Rap Jam Volume 1, which is a basketball game starring hip-hop artists from the 90s. You got like Coolio, LL Cool J, Queen Latifah. It's kind of a weird game. Ren and Stimpy Vidiots, which I was a huge fan of Ren and Stimpy as a kid, and I grew up in a very small town, and this was one of the few games in the very small library at the local video game rental store, which happened to be the gas station also, to give you an idea how small of a town I was. But that was a frequent rental for me. And then The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, A Great Shooter, Gradius 3, Zoop, which is a puzzle game that was ported to just about every system that it could have been at that time. Spectre, kind of a pseudo 3D first-person game. I don't really know the point of it at this point. I've played a few minutes. It's somewhat entertaining. And The Adventures of Mighty Max, which I could be mistaken, but I swear this was a cartoon show, and I kind of expected that to be just a platformer, mediocre, you know, at best, but it's awful. It didn't even meet the mediocre expectation. I couldn't recommend picking that one up, and I don't think I'll go back to it. So moving on, I got some PlayStation pickups here. I got these all in one day, actually, one find. This was $1, Ninja Shadow of Darkness. Cool Borders 4, which I think to me the systems or the series started going downhill with the Cool Borders at that point. This was 99 cents, but it's missing disc 1. It's Final Fantasy VII. Everything else is in here though in great condition. Complete, I got Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy IX. And I know a lot of people get really excited about Final Fantasy games, especially from the PlayStation. I myself do not really care for RPGs, it's just not my thing. So I just kind of picked those up because they were a really good price, and I'll probably hang on to them for a little while and then trade them off for something I really want. But it was nice to get them in good condition for just a couple bucks. And moving on to a garage sale. Now there was a garage sale posted on Craigslist, which is crazy because I live in North Dakota. And December and January is generally sub-zero, and we've got a ton of snow, so there aren't garage sales. They just don't happen. But this one, we'd had a couple weeks in December where we were like in the 50-degree range, which might still sound cool to a lot of people, but up here that's no joke. It's shorts weather. People walk around in shorts. And they had this garage sale listed. It was in a shed, a shop, I guess, and it was like semi-heated, so it wasn't too bad in there. But anyway, I found some cool games. Picked up a couple Saturn games, actually. Scorcher, which it looks to be some kind of racing game. Virtua Cop 2. And then along with that, I got the gun for the Sega Saturn. And I also managed to find, strangely enough, when I was really excited, was some 3DO games, which I never, ever see these in the wild. I've had a 3DO for about 8 years. I got off a buddy, and I've only ever had one game for it, and I've never found any other games, period. And I don't really buy games online. I mean, I could definitely get games that way. So to see these, I was floored, really shocked to see them there. Most of these were $5. I think I could pay 10 for a couple of the long box ones he wanted. But I got a Panasonic Real Sampler. This has got a couple game demos. It's got some video. The 3DO could do, they kind of touted it as an all-in-one system. You know, movies, media, games, and there's like some cartoons. I think there's a couple episodes like Batman and Robin on there, so it's kind of neat. PO'd, which is a first-person shooter, which it's really weird. Like the second enemy you run into in the game, and I'm not kidding you have to Google this. It's 2 legs with an ass, just walking around that looks like it farts something at you to attack you. It's completely bizarre. You'll have to Google it. And you start off with a frying pan. Apparently you're some kind of space chef. I don't know. It's a weird game, but it's entertaining. Gex. That's disc only. I couldn't get that one to work. It's a little scratched up, so I'm going to have it resurface and see if I have any luck there. Phoenix 3. Doesn't have the manual, but it's the original back. Kind of a platforming game. And starting in, I got a few long box games now for the 3DO. So to start off, I got Dragon's Lair. I'm not a big fan of Dragon's Lair, but to get the long box version was cool, and I don't already have it for another system. A Shooter, Nova Storm. Demolition Man. The first couple levels I've played, it seems to be kind of like an Area 51 type game. And then Road Rash, which a lot of people say the 3DO version is the definitive version because of the soundtrack, and it's got some full motion video sequences that are just goofy and very 90s. But yeah, it's cool to find stuff for the 3DO. A lot of people don't know about it. The system died pretty early. It was comparable, I guess, to what the PlayStation could do in terms of graphics and 3D and things. It just died really young because it retailed for like $700. It kind of priced itself out of the market. And then I got a Craigslist deal. Now this Craigslist deal, the guy had a couple systems and games listed. I think I talked him down to $40. So with that, I got a Sega Genesis Model 1. Came with one controller and all the hookups. Sonic Spinball and Sonic and Knuckles. It's missing the top of the cartridge there, the little door, but that's okay. And I also got with that a Sega Saturn Model 2. He did say this doesn't function all that well. It's iffy is how we put it. And on the back port here, a couple of screws did shake out of that when I got it home, and I haven't been able to test it yet, but to be honest, I'm not too concerned if that does work or not. It came with the controller and all the hookups, but the main reason I bought this was for one of the games for the Saturn. So to start off, I got Sonic 3D Blast, which is nothing to get excited about. It's a terrible game. But the reason I bought all of this was Warcraft 2, which is not easy to find, and this is in really good condition for the Saturn. Super pumped to get that one. So let's move on to some gifts. As a gift, my wife picked me up Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U, and this is the bundle with the GameCube controller adapter and the GameCube controller with the Smash logo on it. Really excited to get this. I haven't gotten to sink as much time into it as I've wanted, but it is an excellent game. I got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Haven't spent any time with this yet. I just unwrapped it to redeem the Club Nintendo points, sadly. That's as far as I've gotten with it. I also received for the holidays as a gift Halo Master Chief Collection, which I really need to put in because I want to start trying the beta for Halo 5. And then the last thing I got here, which isn't, I got it as a gift, but essentially it's just re-gifted. My mom found, amazingly enough, after a couple moves they've done since I've left the house even, and graduated and moved on, she found all of my instruction manuals for my Super Nintendo games from when I was a kid. They're all here, and she found them in a random dresser drawer apparently. They made it, survived all these years. And the great thing is I was the kind of kid that hung on to everything, so I actually have all the boxes for these stored in the house here somewhere. I've got them in my gaming collection, but now I have them all complete, which is just awesome. And I had a lot of fun over the holidays, honestly, just paging back through these and looking at them all again. So it was really cool. And I mean, I'm super pumped to have these again. I'm more excited about these than anything else I've just gone through, which is crazy, I know. But all right, yeah, so that's it. That's all of my December pickups. Everybody, thanks for watching. Have a happy new year, and I'll talk to you all next time.